Hidden Gems Coaching. How to find the job you want. This is the Career Crossroads mini-series session 3. Hi everyone, I'm Robin Cartwright. As an empowerment coach and an intuitive career planner, it is my passion to help you find work and shape the career that meets your fulfillment and success. So networking is not easy for everybody, but why network? According to HubSpot, 85% of jobs are filled through networking. In fact, according to recent CNBC report, 70% of jobs are never published publicly. Employee referrals are huge within companies, and word of mouth referrals are huge part of attracting new customers and employees. And I can tell you that in my roles in HR and staffing, that many times jobs were created for individuals that executives or management would bring to our attention, saying this person has this skill, we need to create something, and I need to kind of make this happen. So cancel that job and create this job. Many times the employee network within the company was huge. I would say in several of my jobs that about 80% of the employees that we got was through employee referral programs. So networking is big, and you need to learn how to do it properly. So the first thing I want to tell you is make a goal and stick to it. When you're in the job search, you need to make goals. Everything we do in life has goals. When you go to school, you have goals. You have to study for tests. When you're on the football field, baseball field, basketball field, swimming, you have goals. It's either to, get runs in. It's to get to the goal line so you can score points. It's to get the basket in. It's to swim the lap and be the one that finishes first. As a runner, you want to get to the finish line. We always have goals, so it's really important to have goals. When you're in the job search, you need to have goals. So make your goals. How many jobs will you apply for this week? How many people will you speak to this week? See if you can find someone to help you be accountable, and find a buddy. This is just somebody you can talk to and say, hey, I've got these goals. I want to be accountable to them. And if you have a roommate, great. If you have a friend, great. If you want a spouse, if you want your parents, whomever, just have somebody help you keep them and keep accountable. So keep you accountable for them. So it's really important. Think about your goals and write them down right now. Take a moment to really think about, how many jobs do you want to apply for? What type of companies do you want to go to? Let's just list about 5 of them and see what happens. So take some time right now and do that. Okay, if you need more time, pause this recording and go ahead and write that down. I'm not a networker. So how do I do this? Well, not everybody's a network, and you weren't born to network. It's a tool that you have to learn over time. When I first started doing this, I was not a networker. I was so scared of calling people or emailing people or talking to people. But you just have to kind of muster up the strength and get out there and do it. So the first step is to apply for the job. So go on to LinkedIn or Indeed and find the job you want. Apply for it. Note the name of it. So I always have a notebook And I print off the job description and I put it in my binder. I like to do it that way, but you can have a running tab. You can have it on your computer, or the company you applied for, what date it was. And then go into LinkedIn and see if you know anyone that you're connected to on LinkedIn that is working at that company. And if you're not, send out an email, either, send out a ping on Facebook or Instagram to your friends saying, hey, I'm really interested in getting into XYZ company. Does anybody know anybody that I might be able to talk to, because I'd like to learn more about it? I'd like to learn more about it. And then you want to go ahead and reach out to the person. So once you've made the connection of who it is, then go out and try to connect. On LinkedIn, it's pretty easy. You can send a ping and say, hey, friend, I'd like to be connected to so-and-so. Would you mind connecting me? And I want to learn more about this company, because again, keep in mind, in the job search, you're looking for a job as much as they're looking for you. So it's a kind of like a marriage between the two. So you need to get out there, just talk to the person, say, hey, I'm interested in your company. I'd like to know more about it. I'm interested in this position. Would you be willing to send my resume in for it? Can you tell me more about working there? Now, a lot of times people won't send your resume in if they don't know you. So fine, get to know the person. And always, always ask for a referral if they can get you in through an employee referral, or if they can refer you to somebody else in the company that might get you that much closer to that hiring manager. And then the last thing is step 4 would be informational interviewing. And informational interviewing is a trick of the trade. So I'm going to share with you a little bit more about informational interviewing. So informational interviewing is where you get to learn about the company, learn about the position if possible, and build a rapport. It's really great, and it's an easy way to get to know more about the company. So you want to ask questions like, how did you land your job here? What is it like to work here? What recommendations might you have for somebody like me who's interested in your organization? I'm interested in this position, but I'm not really sure who to talk to. Do you happen to know who the hiring manager is? And maybe I could talk to somebody on the team to learn more about it. You're just trying to find out information. And guess what, people? People like to share, especially if they like the company. They really want to tell you more about it. So this is your way of getting in the door, building rapport with somebody, and learning more about the company as they learn more about you. And if they say, oh, I don't have time for a talk, great, no problem. I can meet you for coffee. What time do you start? I'll show up on your doorstep, but I'll bring you coffee. Or, you have to take a lunch, so perhaps I can bring you a sandwich. Or the best one yet is, one time I actually showed up at the doorstep with a latte that the individual liked and handed it to the individuals they were walking in. Now that's a bit brazen and not everybody's for that, but see what you can do. Can you think of anyone right now within your network or a company that you recently applied for, who that you could do an informational interview with? Think about it. Just kind of jot down a few names. Just let's take a couple seconds here and see if we can think of anybody. Okay, so I'm also going to give you a tip. When you are in sales, or an individual's in sales, they give them the rule of 5. 5 people to talk to every single day or every single week. Try the rule of 5 and see if that helps you. If you put the rule of 5 together, you put 5 people or 5 companies that you want to find connections with, and then try to reach out to 5 people in a week. Just start there. Just start with the rule of 5. Just get out there. Don't be afraid, and always, always ask for referrals. The last thing you need to say whenever you get done with an informational interview is, do you know anyone else that I can talk to with in your company or outside your company that might have an interest in somebody like me? You really never know. You could be at the grocery store or a child's soccer game, and you're talking to somebody, they ask you what you do, and you can do your 2-minute commercial, and then you can ask for a referral. Always, always ask for a referral. So, how to get in the door in a new and different ways? A lot of times we have to be creative. So, I want you to think of 3 ways that you can be creative and how you can get in the door. So, I told you the story about how I brought coffee to the person that I was interested in getting in the door to. One time I even sent flowers. Now, that's a little extreme. I actually went to the I knew that this woman liked flowers because somebody had told me, her counterpart told me that, or my connection told me that she really likes flowers. And so I went and got a dozen, floral, different flowers at the local grocery store. I drove down to the office. I put a note in there saying, would you allow me 10 minutes to talk to you more about your company? And I attached the note along with a resume, and my phone number, of course, was on the card. Please give me a call. And she called. So you have to get creative. You have to think of different ways and think outside the box. So think about right now the people that you might be able to get in touch with, and how you can get creative and how you can get in front of them in the job search. So you want to always put your name in there, your resume, and have a bit of your personality and get creative. So write down 3 out of the box ideas of ways that you can get creative in your job search. I'm also going to tell you that you can ask the person who referred you in. So maybe you have a connection on LinkedIn, or somebody knows somebody at a company you're interested in. Ask them, what is it about this person that you like? Can you give me anything that maybe I could get creative and be able to help open the door a little better? Perhaps they have a birthday coming up or an anniversary. Hey, Jill told me that you had an anniversary last week. Just wanted to see how it was. Maybe they went to the same school as you. That's another one. I've used that many times. Hey, you and I have the same alma mater. I'd love to chat with you about it. Did you know that they're playing in XYZ this weekend? So maybe they're in a basketball tournament or a volleyball game or something. You can use those type of things. Sports is always a good connection. You can, do coffee. You can send them a gift card. Do you have 10 minutes that you could spend with me, and I would buy you a Starbucks coffee? However, we're doing this over lines, over email, or over video, or over Google or Facebook. Can I go ahead and just send you an e-gift? A lot of people love that. It's a really nice way to say thank you. It only costs you $5, and it gets you out of the box to get into the company. So think of creative ways. Next one, don't rely on the endless artificial intelligence or robot job pit. It's a never ending cycle. And I hear it all the time. I've applied for 400 jobs and I've got nothing. Well, have you really worked it, or have you just applied for it? So let's kind of dive into that. You need to understand that job pits of artificial intelligence, they just go in and cycle and cycle, cycle, unless those keywords on your resume are there. And many times, I can't tell you how many times as an HR professional, I have gone and had individuals in a department say, hey, so-and-so sent you a resume. Did you see it? I'm like, no, it did not come up in my search. And so I go into the AI and I go, oh, yeah, there's Joe Smith's resume. You got it. They applied. Well, we really want to talk to him. And I look at the resume. I said, well, the resume doesn't have any of the keywords you're looking for in the job search. And they said, yeah, but we're really interested in him. And we believe that he has some skills that we could use. Could you schedule a call? I can tell you, I've had that happen many times. As a director of staffing, I've had other directors and VPs come up to me saying, hey, we're really interested in so and so for this position. They applied. Can you please send the resume to me? I'm really interested in talking to him. So then I have to go to my recruiter and say, hey, what's the deal with this person? Why didn't we send it? And oftentimes it's because A, the keywords weren't on the resume was written completely different. Sometimes the resume didn't go all the way through in the artificial intelligence, so that's another problem. So don't always rely on the endless AI robot job pit. You need to make sure that you network, that you talk to people. It is really important to network. I can't say it enough. So thank you for listening to this short video. If you're ready to learn more, reach out to me. I'd love to work with you, or you can stay tuned for the next video session, 3 tips on nailing the interview. That should be a good one. Thank you. Have a great day.